Good day, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Viper Survival, and we're back here with Anonymous Code. I didn't just skip a bunch of stuff. It's fine. But Ramen and Kaleido, I hope you're having good days. Welcome, welcome. We haven't had anything to the oof yet, but, like, I have no doubt that it's going to happen. I mean, maybe it won't. Maybe this will be the first IDV game where nothing gets added to the oof command. Seems unlikely, but it could happen. And if so, then I'm sure our next game will do it. Exactly, yeah. We're still setting up the world. Obviously, the game has jumped straight into world setup. I'm glad we got the more info on the whole big bad event that happened, instead of just name dropping it and being like, "I'll figure it out, right?" I mean, we got bits of it from context, but straight telling us was kind of nice. They dropped it early enough to give us like a, ooh, intrigue, what is that? But they didn't leave it waiting for so long that we're like, oh, they're just never going to tell us. It worked out. Never mention it again, yeah. There's no sign of them at all. Are they really here? I do love that they each have one singular police car on their shoulder. With a light. Yeah. This is Idle Police Force and a side EV title. Here they are. Again, like, and I don't want to know. I've looked up nothing about this game because I know it's been out in Japan for a while. I knew nothing at all. I still don't. All I know is what we've played already. But, like, I don't even know where it lands on, like, the tone-o-meter between, like, robotics notes, Steins, and, like, chaos. So who knows? Maybe it'll lean more goofy silly. Maybe it's gonna do what robotics did and seem goofy silly and then snap somebody in half viscerally in front of you. I don't know. We'll find out. We're not even past the station yet. We gotta head further. It's dark over there. I agree with Potts that that might be the most visceral moment. And it's made more so by the fact that it was in a game where you don't see it coming. I still think the gift boxes hit me harder, personally. That, to me, is my top moment of, I can't believe they even put that in a game. Chicken fingers with a close second, the snapping and robotics third. Oh. I hope they roll that back, but, like, I don't know. If they decided it was a good enough idea to release that, then they probably won't, but I don't know. Oh yeah, all of it has some slice of life, for sure. Even Chaos Child and... First of all, I see what you did there. Second of all, your point still stands, but also... Yeah, no, Chaos Child definitely has a slice of life. But it's dark over there. I love those slices. Yeah, it's really thick cheese, you know. Stop being a scaredy cat and get a grip. Delicious cheese. People get mad at you if you don't take this seriously. I hope beyond hope that we get some sort of like synchronized idol dance with these three. Obviously, they have to do the end credits sequence. That's what it's got to be. The end credits has got to be like the Frau ending. Just them, of Robotics Notes Dash, just them doing an idol thing. I know that. Speaking of the Chief, it's weird for him to show up at the scene of a crime like this. He usually only does that for PR events. The Frau and Dash, I gotta go rewatch that. That was so good. No, we're not on a cheese tangent. My tangent was before we started the archive, so it's fine. Like, I've definitely mentioned this before, but it is so incredibly hard, excuse me, to sing in character. That is such a difficult thing to do, and I'd imagine Frau's voice is probably not that voice actress's natural sounding voice, so that is so hard. Yeah, not just in character, Frau character. Is this Holland Takaoka guy a huge threat to society or something? But for all he didn't actually harm anyone, so it doesn't seem like that much of a bad guy. It's so weird. I love his profile picture, by the way. I love that. Oh, I just pitched it to the airport types have gotten. Ah, okay. That's good. But which one is her normal speaking voice? Who knows? Stop looking for excuses to give up the search. No. I want to look for him. I just don't want to look for him in dark places. I get it. Same difference. Would a menace like him actually hide somewhere like this anyway? It's not like we're just gonna bump into him. She said the words. Yeah, I was about to say. She said it. Well. Oh, hey, look. They do have a blue badger. Why not both, Robin? Why not have an idol squad and a blue badger? You can have the best of both worlds. That's true. You have a shoulder light, but like half the time it's flashing in your eyes and not where you want it to be. I would argue that is not as effective as a flashlight to any degree. It does make things less dark, but I wouldn't count it the same. So let's curse because the ears are blue. Ah. Ah. Oh. Halfway there. She bounced and said Ara once. You got the twice. Also, can I hide the UI? Ah, okay. Cool. Tattoo goes away here too. To the important stuff, obviously. What the? We did bump into him. Yep, there he is. Do they have any? No, not really. From Pollen Takaoka, I assume. We're the police! Are you really? Ah. Officer Riko Sawai, TMPD, Cybersecurity Division, certificate number 0768. Officer Bambi Kurashina, TMPD, Cybersecurity 0802. Officer Iroha Kyogoku? TMPD, Cybersecurity Division 0630. I didn't actually read what that one had said. I was reading their stuff. Oh, just okay, fine. We were this close to getting out of here, and now we'd bumbled our asses right into the cops. I'd gotten sloppy thinking they'd all left. Goku, yes. I mean, Goku. Though, you're cops? For real? You can't tell from how we look? He obviously can't. We're police officers as well as idols. Yep. Idols. That explained why they looked like that, though part of me still wondered whether they were middle-aged men in disguise. No, you can turn off your eye! So, this is your side job? Were they some third-rate idols doing some desperate collaboration with the police? No, it is not! Looks like it's time to introduce ourselves. Girls, Riko, Iroha, here we go. Ah, clearly this is the moment. Huh? Really? There we go. Oh my. I romp through the digital woods, splashing water on every hacking blaze I see. My sweet honeypots. Gonna trap all the baddies. Got it. I'm your cheery, frisky fawn, Bambi Kurashina. Star. Of course they have to have set introductions. Next up, Riko. I like how they're clearly reluctant to do it, but once they start, they're like, well, I may as well give it my all. I do like some meds and shots, viruses, data tampering, nothing goes under my radar. You're not leaving till you change your ways. I'm the cool-headed girl that all hackers fear. Riko so high. Fireside is jeez. Alright. That's powerful. Oh man. That's the problem, like not saying that Mamoru Miyano can't do a variety of voices, because he can. He's a good voice actor. He's a great voice actor. He may not have quite the range of some other voice actors, but what he does phenomenally. But I feel like the second he did any laugh, it's just like, well, you can't hide that. You can't have Ocarine. You can't have his voice actor show up for like a bit part as an NPC. You just can't. Be an idol. That's one of the few things my darlings embrace didn't give us. Yeah, one of the very few. Oh yeah, the Mario movie in Japanese. Also, don't forget Ramen. He also voices Japanese Riku in Kingdom Hearts. So if you really want to see the darkness in Okarin's heart. You've got that route too. And finally, Iroha. Are you bad-mouthing someone? That's a no-no. Selling or buying illegal stuff? Sharing naughty pics and vids? Absolutely not. Be good and you'll get a reward from me. I'll be a warm, gentle, big sis. Iroha. What did she say her last name? Kyogoku, okay. Iroha Kyogoku. So I was worried I was separating them too much, but it's kind of how she pronounces it too, so I'm rolling with it. They're really hitting all the demographics. Cute, sweet, will probably step on you. We're TMPD, Cybersecurity Division, Cyber Countermeasures Office. It's Cyber Force Doll. We're actual police officers. It's a pleasure to meet you. I like how after all the introductions, we're totally actually police. Oh, I would almost try the stupidest thing. Pro baseball. Mizoguchi goes freelance. The Lions offer a 2-year contract for 2 billion yen. I saw her profile down on the bottom with the tattoo, and I was like, I wonder if the tattoo would go away if I hit circle. But like, the whole UI goes away if you hit circle. It wouldn't matter. But the thought went through my head anyway. I'm not seeing much of a reaction here. How are we supposed to react? He looks kind of red. Did we make him blush? Like how I'm blushing. You can become our fan anytime you want, young man. So wait, are you here to arrest me? Or to sign photographs? I honestly cannot tell anymore. Stop poking me! I ain't falling for that kind of stuff. What kind of stuff, Fallen? Abby, stop playing around and do your job. Jeez, but this is part of our job too. Sorry if this seems sudden, but Pollen Takoka, you are under arrest. I want to see... I feel like we got a taste of it in My Darling's Embrace, but I want to see an entire idol group / band made up of nothing but the most chuny people to ever grace the planet. Again, we got a taste of that in My Darling's Embrace, but not full power. Not everyone there was full chuny. It's really just Okarin and Ferris, which was like half the band, to be fair. Halfway there. I want to see the whole thing. It's sudden. The weird words and poses had left me dazed, but this was no time to be spacing out. Absolutely he did, yes. I've only seen the first 2 episodes of that, but I liked the first 2 I saw. We were watching it like Halloween the year it came out, and I just never really sought out more. But oh boy, he did, and he was obviously having a damn good time in that role. Like, you could kind of hear him smiling through half of those, which is a good sign. You know somebody's having a really good time in a role. Bambi, I think you mean taking into custody? Oh, right. Please come with us. Not happening. If you want to take me, you gotta show me a warrant. I don't think that's how that works. You're currently in an off-limits zone. So, for that reason alone, they really do have at least proper authority to, like, arrest you? Imagine... yeah, you're actively breaking a law. Imagine if somebody comes up to you and it's like you're standing over a dead body with a bloody knife covered in blood. You're like, you don't have a warrant. I ain't going with you. Like, you can't prove anything. Tracking power supply systems, overriding, and ignoring traffic lights. Oh, I can definitely have an arrest warrant issued if you'd like. Oh, damn. Okay. Please, come with us. You too, young lady. You don't seem to have a profile. What's your name? Where do you live? Did you force her to wear that strange outfit? You know, that's not an unfair assumption from an outside point of view. Did they think I was some kind of pervert? Well, whatever. Didn't matter right now. It matters a little, but... I look over at Momo. She still had a sullen look on her face, and she wasn't saying a word. She couldn't even discuss her situation with the police. That left me with one choice. Say it again, Momo. Huh? I'm an anon with a bright future who can't sit idly by when someone's in need. You're an internet white knight. We understand. We get it. Without a moment to lose, I took her hand. Come on. You're still better than Ota, because at least you're taking action instead of simping. But, you know, I hate to compare the two, but you continue to announce yourself as just an internet white knight. And booked it away from the officers as fast as we could. Stop right there! Let's see if idols get enough exercise! Can you catch us? We ran through the labyrinthine pathways of old subways, deliberately taking random paths to throw them all. Yeah, well, I mean, if there's one thing we know, it's that all the writers of all the Side EV games either are or were 4chaners. Like, it is so blatantly obvious. Yeah, like every protag before him. Like, it's not just that they make their characters 4chaners, it's that they clearly know enough about it that's like, you have first-hand experience. It's not just like, oh yes, our character references that 4chan meme occasionally. They're like, no. We gotta make it seem real. Shortly after we lost them, we jumped into a worker prefab that happened to be nearby. I mean, I guess technically you could argue maybe they just did their research, but like, come on. At least some of the writers are 4chaners. Clearly. Momo was fresh out of breath after all that running. Didn't look like she could take another step. Those three probably hadn't given up, though. It was only a matter of time before they found us again, so we had to find a way to lose them. Found us. They didn't find you the first time. You wandered into them. They weren't even looking. I looked around the prefab. No hidden room, no secret passageway. It was a really simple prefab, where workers could change clothes or take a breather. Some chairs were set up around a table in the middle, and we found uniforms in the lockers lining the walls. Maybe use these as disguises? Would that work? Yes. You could blend in with all of the other workers you've seen around here, late at night, when nobody's around. That'll do it. There's also the option of bribing the workers to sneak us out among them. The only problem was that there wasn't a single worker here. Would the workers show up before the cops found us, and would they be open to bribery? Also, do you have any money? Excuse me. Betting on that seemed hella risky. Cross, did you hear me talk with those three? Yeah. Gotta shake them off. According to the Twitter, it's Cross's birthday today. Happy birthday, Cross. Aren't there apps that use AR to change your looks? Would one of those work? I mean, they exist, sure, but the good ones aren't cheap. And the cheap ones? They're cyber countermeasures officers, right? I'm pretty sure they'd see right through those. We definitely didn't have the funds for a good one. Damn. Hey, open up! We know you're inside! How? Oh, they found us. How? I was pretty sure they didn't see us coming in here. I love how it sounds like one of them is furiously, like, jiggling the handle, and the other one's just... No. Then again, it's not like there were anywhere else to go. Hey, can we talk this out? I called out to them. Sure, I hacked the traffic lights and the power supply system. I went past red lights. I was speeding, too. But I had my reasons. You know the army went apeshit earlier, right? They were chasing us. They're the ones that should be arrested. Yeah, we'll hear you out. Just open up. She didn't believe me. Were they working with the army, or did she just think I was joking or talking out my ass? Whichever it was, it didn't seem like they were going to listen. I'm terribly sorry for getting you involved in this. Well, it is quite too late now. Momo bowed her head in apology. Yeah, for sure. The knocks were from the short-haired girl. The jiggling the handle was from the middle one. And the taller one was just waiting. Just, you know, let these two handle it. Come on, it's not over until it's over. I haven't given up yet. Then again, there wasn't much I could do. Where can we go from here? Come on, Pollen, think. You're not going to stop here. This is nothing. It can't be just me, though. Momo needs to get away also. Pollen, think. You're not gonna stop here. This is nothing. It can't be just me, though. Momo needs to get away also. Maybe I should pull the trigger. Yeah, maybe. Use the hacking trigger. Yeah, so it's the triggers that do that. It's the same buttons that take your cell phone out in Steins Gate. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. Yeah, guess the time is now. Could be a trap, but let's do this. How could this be a trap? Whatever, there you go. The next moment, I was in front of a fire with Momo sitting right next to me. The prefab I was just in had vanished, and when I looked up, I saw a shaft leading up to the open night sky. It's like it worked. What was that? As Momo tilted her head, I pointed at her stomach. Wait for it. Huh? She was clearly embarrassed about it the first time. Why would you call it this time? Oh, is that our first one? Alright, 1 second. I should be able to cut out the background music. You clearly didn't like it the first time, you dink. Alright, voice, BGM, sound effect. No, I can't do it from here. Crap. Hold on a second. Well, of course that's how that would go. I'll wait until I can and then we'll do it. Yeah, we'll have to come back to it. Momo got flustered and covered her stomach. Yep, so you can't do it. Ow! I loaded the save, and it worked. You have to know that that does not help her understand any of this, right? Because he didn't... No, he did talk to her about that, didn't he? He did mention it. But it's still going to take her a second to be like, what? No! Or maybe not, I don't know. I went ahead and explained what had just happened. Aha, here we go, cool. I don't even need to cut out the background music. There's no background music here. Then I have to go to do it anyway. Just have it, you know. Right, 1 second. I honestly don't need 3 anymore. Now that we like cut out the background music and the sound effects, I really don't need to worry about that. But it's just habit. Go for 3. Yeah. You know. I mean, Agave also thought that he was part of a giant government conspiracy that was after him, which, I mean, it ended up being that way, but, you know, it's fine. Whereas he just wants to be a hacker who helps people. He doesn't even want to be a hacker because it's a bad name his dad gave him in his eyes, but yeah. It is nice. I won't dispute. I went ahead and explain what had just happened. And now I'm back. That's why I knew what was going to happen. I should, hold on. I meant to actually kick up the voices slightly from last time. Let's see. I feel like the background music is fine. Movie volume, maybe that was one that seemed a bit high, but whatever. I don't care. We'll keep going with it. But the thing is, the load screen popped up even though I wasn't thinking about it at all. Someone must have done it to remind me. And who was that someone? Hello? It could only be one person. Hello? The high and mighty super hacker that messed with my BMI and left without a trace. Oh, or them. I get it. This isn't Labyrinth. I'm not actually canonically in-game. Someone pulled me out of that shit. And damn, I didn't like it. How dare they continue to save my life? Oh, I hate it so much. They're being so helpful and providing me with outs. Otherwise, she'd already be recaptured and I'd be beaten half to death. Yeah. There's still no evidence of unauthorized access. But I was pretty sure they were watching me. They couldn't have displayed the load screen with such perfect timing if they weren't watching me. Maybe I should call out to them. Watching me? Hello? If you are, why don't you get that load screen up like before? Okay. Maybe it is us. There you go. Definitely know that you're watching me. Okay, maybe... Hello? Hello? I don't know what you're planning. With the situation being what it is, I can't be making any compromises. So I'm going to be using the saving and loading thing. I could save my own data and... Oh. With that settled, it was time to figure out our options. The saved thumbnails were images of what I could see at the time. I could also delete them if I wanted to. So what would happen if I went back and loaded an older save after making new data? Whee! Spell a message in the save slot. Just line up the first letters of, like, the sentence being saved to spell something out. You Asta-looking fool. Momo's stomach is about to rumble. I guess I'm hungry. How about you? This is good. Alright, this is good. Huh? At least this time it was... Wait, what? The newest save was gone. So loading a save from before the newest one erases the newest one. Oh. Okay. This means that everything I'd done since my last load, including the new save, had been undone. No matter what I'd done or what the results were. Simply by loading, I could erase all traces of my actions without anyone realizing. I'm glad that's not how the actual save data works, because that would suck. I could do anything now, even the worst crap. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Better quit that line of thinking right there. I'd never do anything that went against my principles. And if I ever came close to giving into that kind of temptation, I'd just have to ask myself if I was making a choice I could be proud of. Hey, Momo, let's get going. Okay. Wow, I have the power of God. I could do... No. No, I'm not going to do that. Let's just nip that in the bud and just keep going. See, at the start of the game, let's just say, oh, yeah. Yeah. I had an idea of what I was capable of now. All I had to do was find a way to get those 3 officers off our back. I took Momo straight to the workers' prefab from before. There was no sign of the cyber force stalls yet, of course. I want you to change into this. I took a uniform from a random locker. Oh, we already saw the pro baseball. This one. And handed it to Momo. She started fidgeting for some reason, though. And change here? Oh, right, where was the changing room? Could she do it in the restrooms? They were outside, though. It's okay. I'll change here. What? So, could you look away for a moment? Oh, I mean, I was gonna... Hey, wait! Hey, who locked it up? Why are there workers here now? Wait, no! Wasn't me. You're the one with the key. Yeah, well, yeah. But, did I lock it? Open it? Ah, you're right. And that she actually has little tiny arms coming out from the bottom of her head to rest on her shoulders. Those aren't part of the outfit. Workers! Oh, shit. Here, get in! Acting on instinct, I pushed Momo into the nearest locker, then jumped in myself. Momo's strained breaths were going right into my ear. You didn't head into a different locker? Such a tiny space. Our bodies were squeezed so tight together that I could barely... You didn't go into a different locker? Come to think of it, we don't have to hide. I could have just changed course and gone with the bribery idea. Shit, I really needed to cool off. There it is. I swear, Sugimura always leaves it here. Sugimura. By the way, did you hear about those Kabuchiko? Chigo? Cappuccino maniacs sitting in here? They're a bunch of arsonists, so the place had to get a whole load of extra fire alarms at short notice. Yeah. With a body. Yeah. Don't worry. He got the one with his girl. But send your friend into the one that's occupied by a body, you know. No scarring from that. It's okay, Clydo. You got him back for it, technically. Oh, still too soon. Also, Eric, how's it going? Welcome to Piperland in the chat. Yeah, I know, but hey, the place is more fun than you'd expect. You actually went there? Yeah, I did. You know what? You don't have to point it out, though, worker. I go up to work every now and then. Seriously, I kind of want to see it for myself. Wait, to get there. Let's go back. Sounded like they left. I think it's okay now. By the time we got out of that tight locker, the workers were nowhere to be seen. Momo was barely standing. It seems like she might collapse at any moment, so I went and supported her. Needed some fresh air. I'm sorry. No, I shouldn't have crammed you in there. Let's rest until... I like that the world lines converge on them getting caught so far. Excuse us, we're the police officers. We are police officers. There's something we'd like to ask. Wait, ah! Finally found them. Sorry for ruining the moment. Quickly let go of Momo. When we were scared, senseless, searching for them in the pitch black, they were doing this! Kids these days. You're about their age. Yeah, I know, but I'm not doing this, and I'm envious. Whatever, you must be Paulin Takaoka. We're police officers. Man, I can't believe they caught me again. Again? Oh, I think I saw you somewhere before. Yeah. Really? Wow, you might actually get out of being arrested by just flattering them unintentionally. Oh, wait, I'm not messing with your data. That's just a reserved slot, I guess? Okay. You saved there once, so now that's a special slot. Okay. That's true. If you're not hugging a cat girl, you're always going to be envious of those who are. Or you basically do what Cher does and become the cat girl. We're TMPD Cybersecurity Division Cyber Countermeasures Officers. Cyber Forestalls, was it? It's so awful. Oh, I'm sure it is, but it's fine. Yeah, that's right! What? You're the fourth person we've met who knows our unit's name. I think we should treat you to our introduction for that. No, we're good. Huh? Well, we really don't mind. Okay, that's also a powerful line. My cringe tank was still full from the first time I'd heard it.
I would classify that as cringe.
That's really a good way of putting it, honestly. Oh, you don't look so good. Are you okay? Deathly allergic to police and idols. You're killing me twice. Did your boyfriend do something to you? Oh my goodness. Whoa, whoa, where is that coming from? Things were taking a weird turn. My second try was going to come to nothing at this rate. It's time for a redo. Coming to this prefab might have been a mistake. That reminded me though. The workers who'd come over said something interesting. Something we could use to our advantage. Yeah, clearly there's like set save slots for the PC to use, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Poor Momo. Yes, I'm hungry. How about you? Sorry, we won't use the lockers again. No, it's not your fault. Wait, lockers? Sorry, 1 second, nose. I mean, obviously, Steins Gate proved without a doubt that going back and having the ability to redo things to get them right, it has no consequences whatsoever. Took some deep breaths to cool my head. Anyways, this time, we're gonna go to that Kabukicho district that the workers mentioned. I searched it online and found a way to get there fast. Watch your save get corrupted. Oh no. Yeah. And honestly, I feel like if every time you go back erases the further saves, I feel like the strat is then to just like have one save you never touch from like the first minute you get the power and save fairly regularly so you can always just go back. But only go back really far if you can't figure it out. Oh, he's already got a few, yeah. You gotta have that locked save. Very important. It's the opposite direction from the station, so we wouldn't run into the cyber force stalls there. We gotta climb this ladder. The entrance to the passageway was in the middle of a subway tunnel, with a ladder going up the side of the shaft. Part of me is like, I wonder if the news will change. This seemed like a passageway meant for regular inspections. And if we went through with it, we would end up in Kabukicho. Also, man, pro baseball. It's a good thing that we're not a pro baseball manager in this game, because I don't know if I'd be able to pull that off. It's a bit unsteady, so I'll support you. You climb first. Okay. Momo reached for the ladder enthusiastically, but as she went to put her foot on a rung, she froze in place.
Oh, that's a baseball!
Could you go first instead? Huh? Why? Are you hurt somewhere? Does it hurt to climb? We can treat it, so... Not that. Then, are you afraid of heights? Not that either. Are you tired? We can take a break here. It's not that either. What? Are you just being stubborn then? Can't help with that. Not that either. After an extraordinary amount of hesitation, Momo managed to get her reason out. I'm not right. Oh. Huh? What? Not wearing any underwear. Oh no. Why? There are reasons. Also, hey Fear, how's it going? Well, which one, Ramen? It's gotta be that one, right? It's gotta be that one. I mean, I'm sure Sora wants this. I'm sure. But yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, 1 second. Alright, clicky the button. Yes, currently unknown. But let's be honest, probably not enough. That's true, we don't even know her name. But, you know, if anime has taught me anything, it's too young. I don't know for sure. But reasons? Like what? Was obviously not a question I could ask out loud. So, that's it. Yes. So she wasn't wearing any panties. She was wearing this thing that looked like both an animal costume and pajamas at the same time, but she wasn't wearing any panties. So back when we were running around Nakano, back when she'd clung to me on my grabber, back when we, yes, all of this time, back when we jumped out of the underpass, yes, literally the whole time. Back when we warned ourselves about the, yes, that's why it was so cold when she sat down on something metal. And even, yes, that would include now in that timeline. Also, the time going forward. This is how time works, yes. Yep. No, we're not. We're going the opposite direction of them this time, so we can honestly kind of chill. She wasn't wearing any panties. Realizing at time, yeah, I mean, apparently panties are the awakening for the sensation of time as well. Huh? Please don't stare like that. Oh, sorry. I'll go first. You just follow me. Okay. Thank you. Kabukicho. Bingo. Does that say love muscle? Over the... in the neon sign with the heart? Alright, we are... I mean, still in the exclusion zone, but Kabukicho was one of the places that suffered a direct hit during a sad morning. It had been completely destroyed. During that, though, or after that, though, people who lost their homes, among others, took to squatting in the ruins. It turned into a lawless wasteland. I'd heard that the locals were one of the reasons why the Shinjuku crater restoration wasn't going as fast as planned. People of all ages lived there, and there were a bunch of people you could tell weren't all there from the look in their eyes. This wasn't a nice place by any measure, but that was exactly why I figured it'd be good for losing our pursuers. Let's go to Shin Okubo and grab a taxi. It was real refreshing to finally get some fresh air after being underground for so long. Feeling good, so I stretched my body a bit. Finally, I'll be able to go home. Ow! Alright, yep, he is quickly finding out about worldline convergence. Very quickly. We've been looking for you. We're the police. Such is convergence, obviously. 3 Cyberforce dolls parted the crowd and came over to us. They almost looked at home wearing those weird outfits in a chaotic place like this. Bad at the end. Were they waiting for us? They're not bad at the end. That was a different idol group. These are... They already said their name. And they're already just in one ear out the other. How did you know we'd come here? You need to put out your fires properly. With water, you wouldn't want them to spread now, would you? Use heat sensors to find that fire of yours and follow your body heat. Ah, that's true. We'd like you to come with us, please. Man, heat tracing. Looks like I really underestimated you. Alright, so I'm gonna have to take you guys more seriously next time. This place wasn't normal. The locals might get involved if we started messing with the police, and that wouldn't end well for us. Damn infrared. Kabukicho was just that messed up. Sneaking out without drawing any attention would have been ideal, but we've been found, so hanging around wasn't a good idea. Don't try anything but... Oh, too late. Goodbye. I'm honestly shocked the fire didn't get them caught sooner. There's no sign of them at all. Are they really here? We're not even past the station yet. We gotta head further in. It's dark over there. Being a scaredy cat and get a grip. Plus, the chief will get mad at you if you don't take this seriously. I mean, they've seriously caught them 3 times now, so that's... I know that. Fire detected. Please follow the directions and calmly make your way to the surface. I repeat, fire detected. Please follow the directions and calmly make your way to the surface. My, jeez. How awful. Gonna knock herself unconscious with those. Let's call the chief and help the workers evacuate. Riko, can you contact the state's control center? Huh? What are you gonna do? Gonna find out what's going on so we can help. Connect us. Alright. This is TMPD, Cyber Countermeasures Office. Control Center, please report the situation. A fire alarm was triggered. The workers are evacuating. How bad is the fire? The on-site camera is showing a malfunction alert. The heat might have damaged it. Tell us where it is, please. Sure, but what are you planning to do? I'm going to help. Some people might have been left behind. This is coming. I mean, what else are you going to use animation for, honestly? Are you serious? This could be a trap set by Takaoka. But it might not be. You two, help with the evacuation. You idiot. I won't let you go alone. Me neither. We're going together. Riko, you're thanks. Cyberforce dolls, roll out! I'm pretty sure there's another group that uses roll out as their... You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I guess you can have it too. Is that real? You're making it slightly obvious as to... You know what? It's fine. You're not going to take me into custody without a warrant. You know... I like how he has several, like... He's got different versions of the logo. Symphonies was here. Oh, damn it! I can't hide the UI to read it, because it's not there! What is this? I don't see any smoke or fire. False alarm. The control center just confirmed it. But there was no fire. What a relief. I mean, no! Did we get played? Absolutely. Yep, definitely. We did. Badly. I told you it might have been a trap, but you just couldn't help yourself. When did you figure out we were looking for them? Maybe it's just that careful, or it's the past 3 times you caught him. You sure fooled us. You slippery little worm. Gonna remember your face and name, Pollen Takaoka. Sure, okay. She's already forgotten. I kind of scrambled just to put the program together, but it worked just fine. It's a pretty simple trick, though. I doubt they'd fall for it again. It worked this time, and that's all that matters. Thanks, man. Each company's disaster prevention system had its own quirks, so I had to rely on Cross's help to build the program as fast as possible. I've got your back. Man, this whole thing reminded me I was still a real hacker. I'd have to use my skills a whole bunch of times to help Momo today. I'd always said that I wanted to get out of this business, yet here I was. Anyway, we finally lost the cops. NASA! Space elevator construction's initial stage proceeding as planned. Man, space elevator is one of those things that sounds super cool on paper, but the second you think about it for more than 0.000001 seconds, you go, wait, no, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. No, that doesn't work. No. How? Anyway, we finally lost the cops. Now all we got to do is get back to Nakano while avoiding the army. We could think about what to do after that tomorrow. But this whole saving and loading thing was still on my mind. Hey, Super Hacker, you still watching? This wouldn't have gone so smoothly without this thing you gave me. I don't like you. I'm not going to let you stay anonymous forever. But until I unmask you, I'm going to use this power whenever I feel it, and whenever I need it. Alright, dude, whatever. Yes, it's me the whole time. The anonymous code. Seated in the back of a car, Graham Kingley shifted his gaze from outside to the information displayed on the car's windshield. It showed that the destination, Umi no Mori, was half an hour away. Moved by car. The car was currently parked at the side of the road in Nihonbashi, however. He was soon joined by Yuin Okuda, who bought a large object with him. All business has been taken care of. Thrive. We've kidnapped the bear. He won't be giving us any more problems. Can't bear what's in the car. Yes, sir. The two were sitting directly beside the other, but they didn't so much as exchange glances. Between them was a huge stuffed animal that Yuin had brought. How many of these have you bought now? I'm counting. Today. It's a small price to keep Asuma manageable. It makes your job easier too, doesn't it? But these are just to keep him in a good mood? Is that really all there is to it? You're getting at. More importantly, I was never told that Gaia needed maintenance. Yes, you weren't, because there's no such maintenance. So you lied just to get through that mess? It's far better than having Asuma take part in such useless meetings. Graham could not deny that statement. Hardly any of this makes sense. You're a soldier, aren't you used to being kept in the dark? I've been a soldier for years, but I've never been in a situation like this. The rat that showed up out of nowhere was especially weird. He knew exactly when we'd be told to retreat, down to the second. There's no way he could have known that without hacking a military site. Wizard-tier hackers who could access military satellites without leaving a trace were few and far between. And such activity would make you an enemy of the USA. Graham didn't believe this operation warranted such feats. That's why he doubted that hacking was at the center of it all. Someone leak our info to that twerp? Or does he just have intuition good enough to predict my incoming radio chatter down to the second? You know, likely. Asuma had something to say about what happened too. He said that things are going differently from the simulation. In a way he couldn't grasp, those words put Graham ill at ease. Yeah, we're unpredictable. What are you going to do about it? We spent an entire night together, huh? It was the next morning. Cross said that the moment he arrived at Symphony with a serious expression on his face. So what if we did? Did you do anything? No, we didn't. Figured. Don't just assume that. But he was right. Alright, by the way, you haven't gotten much sleep, have you? Why do you care? Spending a night with a girl is no big deal to me. Actually, I meant you must have been on the lookout all night for whoever's after you. So that was it, huh? Japan faces striking financial difficulties. Recovery rate post-sad morning. Lowest among developed nations. Post-sad morning is just... That's it, huh? He said the police actually visited my place, so spending the night at Symphony was the right idea. The army, on the other hand, hadn't been up to much since their retreat, apparently. Hearing that wasn't enough to put my mind at ease, though. I still don't understand how nobody has found their hideout. Like, I spent the night bracing myself for a raid and barely got any sleep. Well, either way, I understand. That's so? Anyways, let's talk. He did, yep. And they had a homepage. All these things, yep. I'd called Cross over to tell him about yesterday. I told him about who was after Momo, and even mentioned the saving loading thing I've been using. I like how he's told two people about the saving loading thing, and both of them have just been like, yeah, okay, that sounds reasonable. Instead of like, so you hit your head really hard when you were falling out of one of those cars or motorcycles, right? Because Momo was asleep on the only sofa we had. She didn't even wake up when Cross came in. Like, to me, I feel like that would be the most infuriating thing about being in some sort of like Groundhog Day in time loop, is having to convince everyone every day. It's like, yeah, I'm going through a time loop. Yeah, right, sure. It's like, no, I'm tired of explaining it to you. I've done it a dozen times. I don't care. You don't have to believe me. She must have been out of it. I feel like that has to be the worst part of the time loop. Make sure you ask her about herself later. I know you're going to stay involved with her. But you'll, at this rate, also know she's not going to tell you. You know me real well, huh? We're a duo, aren't we? That aside, I was thinking about this whole saving and loading thing. It's a pretty awesome app, huh? Could be crazy useful. Man literally unlocks God mode and goes, wow, that sounds useful. Listen, I strongly suggest that you don't use it blindly. Nothing, let alone an app, can do what you just described. So he didn't actually believe it was real, huh? I couldn't blame him, though. I was still 50-50 on it myself. I mean, that it could be a trap, right? I know that. That's why I want you to look into it. Yeah. Yeah, but that would be the one that would break the loop all of a sudden, Ark. So, you know, nah. Excuse me. Yeah, of course. Although, whoever we're dealing with, I might be totally outclassed. Uzutani? Is this Oz? Hack into it. It's just a line straight to the staff, you know. Yeah. That reminded me, he left a comment on the Nakano Symphony's commissions page. Yo, wanna go out for lunch? How do you know my contact info? Not hungry? Answer my question, or don't, if you want to get on my bad side. Do you have a bad side? You don't want to piss off a crazy elite hacker, bro. Got some influence here and there. And so, out of everyone involved with yesterday's events, who could have connections to this guy? Like, the police? Yeah. Oh, by the way, looks like all that cracking you did yesterday has disappeared from the police database. Real? So yeah, there's no reason for them to take you downtown anymore. This isn't just the police being nice, though, is it? You can hear the facepalm on the other side, like, no, it's not. Didn't know who was pulling the strings or why, but they clearly had power over the police. I bet they'd gotten the army involved, too. We can talk about that and more when we meet. You know, have a little info exchange. Bring the girl with you, too. I didn't answer right away. Honestly, I couldn't. I was still some guy determined to help Momo out. I had to find out how much this guy actually knew. You got anything on this brat in a bow tie? You know him too? You just keep giving me more reasons to hear you out. I could vividly remember that boy who'd climbed out of the chopper yesterday. He looked younger than me, but he was lording over the army and acting like he was the boss. I met him before the first load, which meant that our meeting could never actually happen. If this guy knew something about that boy, it seems like a good idea for us to talk. If I wanted to help Momo as best I could, I had to know as much about our enemies as possible. I'll come if lunch is on you. People were talking about your work from the other day. Good job! Oh, I missed the other bit of it. Tragic. Found memories of incarnation that went out of business after the owner fled. 4chan thread summary. Wow. Gotta love when you get news pop-ups for 4chan threads. Ooh. This really is a hellish futurescape. 1 in the afternoon, a place called Toka in Nakano's District 5. Don't be late. The future! 4chan in your eyeballs! Oh no. Let's be honest. Within minutes, 4chan would learn how to hack that and just spam people with, like, gore. Like, minute 2 of this system. Into the call without even giving me a map. Now it's time to decide what I was going to tell Momo. She woke up a while later, and I told her about the meeting with Oz. I'll go by myself. What? No, this. He invited me! You're going to ask for his help? No, it's not what I'm thinking. Tiring out fanfic for like an hour. No, it's the entire script to the B movie. Obviously. I just need to find out why this country's army was trying to capture me. City wants an info exchange. We won't learn anything if we don't share something. But... And they force turn on text-to-speech. And even though this is the future where they probably have really good adaptive text-to-speech, they default it back to like 2020 Google Translate text-to-speech. Looked like I wasn't the only one she wanted to keep in the dark. In that case. The Vatican. It's just reading the Vatican in a side B would have been better to let Momo explain it herself, but I couldn't keep a lid on it any longer. Someone's after you, right? How do you know that? I saw them with my own eyes. I told you about the saving and loading thing, right?
B-movie the end.
That's the entirety of the B-movie. I mean, it omits a word or two, but that is the whole... Yep, that's it. Yeah, the short version. B-movie, abridged. What I don't know is who was after you yesterday. I should probably find out how they're connected to the Vatican if they are. Besides, I can't send you out there alone when you're up against an opponent that powerful and aren't wearing underwear. I'm getting involved whether you like it or not. Certainly are stubborn. You and me both. By the way, got any money? Why do you ask? Gotta do something about those clothes. I don't know. They seem good to me. Nope, nothing English here. She said she had some money, so I took her to the Nakano shopping arcade, where she could get herself some clothes. I was waiting at the arcade entrance, but she'd already been in there half an hour. It's taking her so long. Did she just run off somewhere or what? It has to have pockets. It has to, otherwise where would she have money? So like... Well, even if we got separated now, I could find her again, by heading to the place where we were supposed to meet Oz. Traffic Act Reform Bill, meant to implement Level 5, Vehicle, Autonomy, Abandoned, once again. Oh, okay. Also enjoy the Lurk Topaz, hello, goodbye. That's true, money's based, it's gotta be all digital now, it has to be. But she has no profile or anything, so I don't know. I like how he's like, yeah, if she vanishes, I already know where she's going to be. She's just going to go to Oz, so I'll just meet her there. Clothes shopping takes time for girls, remember that. That's another, just, the entirety of that screenshot is powerful. Just powerful. You talking from experience? Maybe. Well, I just wait here for a while longer. I'll wait for her a while longer. Also, that Oz guy seems like a dangerous character, so it's probably a good idea to save here. Better to save than be sorry. I tend to agree. There. Checked your BMI, but I don't see any traces of tampering from the outside. Couldn't even figure out where the saving loading UI is stored. Seriously? So this stuff was beyond even cross. You're one hell of a hacker giving me the saving and loading stuff. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Finally. She shows up in the same cat suit. Oh no. It's fine. Momo looked like a completely normal girl in her new fit. She wouldn't stand out at all now. Yeah. It's almost time. Let's go. It's all over. Yeah, the game's basically done. Okay. The place where Oz wanted to meet us was like 10 minutes away from where we were. Momo had taken her sweet time getting her clothes, so it was going to be a close one. Colin? Do I look okay? Huh? I mean, do I fit in? Yeah, I think you do. She did look better suited to city life, if that was what she meant. This outfit was way better than that pink costume, at least. Let's see. Glad to hear that. Let's go. Presumably, yes. Yeah, to the best of our knowledge, she hasn't eaten since we've known her other than 1 cup of milk tea. And she admitted that she'd been running since at least that morning. That's a good one. That's good CG there.
It's ramen.
I forgot we got the Pikachu ramen now too. I love the action lines, the dramatic, just arcing action lines around everything. Spoon in one hand, chopsticks in the other, master of all. So it's definitely fried rice and ramen, right? Or there's some form of noodles, but we're just gonna go with ramen. You good? Have some water. Training arc. You know, until Momo takes out a rocket launcher, I'm sorry. Best girl slot has been reserved. Enjoying ramen does not make somebody best girl, because you know who enjoys ramen? Everyone. Delicioso. The ramen is so good, she has become Spanish. It's that powerful. That's true. That's fair, ramen. I am sensing some bias here, however. And I, as a totally never once before been biased individual, I can't abide by that. I just can't. I've never eaten anything so exquisite in all my life. What do you call this? It's ramen and fried rice. Fried rice. Delicioso. Sorry, but can I get another helping? Though, I suppose if she came from the Vatican, it could be Italian, too. I don't know Italian, but they're both Romance languages, so, you know. It still sounds Spanish to me. Here you go. That affects the ramen. Like what? That's our chance for 2? I suppose we could make that work. No, not help. Yes, yes, saving system data. Yeah. Gotta be that one. Yeah, I wasn't actually recording for that one. Now we are. We probably got away with 2. It's fine. Should also probably save when I'm in the menu anyway. No such thing as saving too much. In any game. I mean, we're saving the system data plenty. I wonder if it will let me... It's gotta have some system. Excuse me. Okay. Well, that's fine. The place Oz chose was a tiny, dirty, old Chinese restaurant. It felt like it was somewhere straight out of the 20th century. The worsening space debris program and the US government's conspiracy to hide the existence of the Black Knight satellite. Super occult news. He's got some weird news feeds he's subscribed to. Oh, I mean, we could do the ramen one. What's that one? That's fair. Okay, hold on. Guess we can do that too. Spend more time in the settings menu than I'm actually going to be spending in the game. Well spent, mind you. Alright. That should work. The power of ramen. This will also be the first time it'll actually be somebody saying ramen in the command. If I'd been alone, I would have needed a whole lot of courage to come in here at all. It really didn't seem like a place with good food. See, This is one of those things that I feel like is widely agreed upon, even though it is massively counterintuitive.
Tasty.
The dingier a takeout Chinese place seems, the better the food is going to taste. It seems counterintuitive, and you will probably get food poisoning, but the dingier the Chinese takeout food, the better it tastes. It's just, it's factual. It's just super weird facts of real life. See, my least favorite part of ramen is the egg. I don't like runny yolks. I always eat the egg. I'm not going to leave it behind. But like, 50-50 food poisoning roulette. Your tongue's going to love you. Your stomach might hate you. Roll the dice. I don't know why I don't do that. That's a good idea. I always eat it first to get it out of the way. And then eat the rest of it. Once I saw how excited Momo was, I realized how off my assumption had been. Last food thing, I'm not going on a food tangent. It's more just an out loud reminder to myself. Before it gets too cold out, I have to take a day after work and just go to the ramen place. It's still like a 25 half-hour walk. It's so worth it. That one. Yeah, that always happens. It's not full running, I agree. Which is why I can power through. But once I saw how excited Momo was, I realized how off my assumption had been. My own share of the ramen and fried rice was already in front of me. This reminded me I hadn't eaten since yesterday afternoon. I scooped up some fried rice with the China spoon, excited for a mouthful of flavor. This was pretty bad, actually. It was oily and super salty. As for the ramen, well timed. This was the opposite. It had a really light taste, actually. It didn't taste like anything. That was when my eyes met Oz's. This place is known for its garlic chives and liver stir-fry. Looked over to see that very dish in front of both Oz and Nono. You could have told me that earlier. Oh, you didn't ask me. It is such the stereotypical answer to that, but like, it's one of those things that just doesn't get old. Like, why didn't you tell me? You didn't ask? Oh man, I should have ordered that too. Why did Momo like this so much anyway? Was she taste deaf or something? Yep. This is kind of depressing. Now I had to eat this terrible ramen and fried rice. See, Ark understands. With their plates almost empty, Nono stood up and poked my arm. Hey, Polly! Polly? Is this supposed to be me? Polo-tan. Who else? Look at this! It's a very normal looking arm. I'd like to see it. Nono boldly grabbed her skirt and FBI, I can explain. Ta-da! Suddenly, two mechanical boom arms peeked. Is she Dr. Octopus? Peeked out from under the skirt. The right arm gripped Nono by her waist and sat her on the chair that the left arm had folded into. The left one was wheeled and started spinning in place while Nono was sitting on it. Oh, cool molecule! I knew you'd say that. He's bad right. I call it the Berry Easy. I made it myself. It can even run. Its speed tops out at 40 kilometers of cheese. Really are virtuoso. He suddenly started fidgeting for some reason. Hey, Polly? I'm not taken right now, so... Who's Momo to you? Oh. Paul is regretting something. Okay. Good to know. He'd never regret anything. Huh? What are you talking about? Who's Momo? It's immediately, yeah. Nono glanced at Momo, who was looking well-fed and satisfied. Momo is Momo. Who else? Kinda dense, ain't you? I'm asking if you're dating anyone right now. Oh, so I guess she was one of those kids who's in a rush to grow up. At your age, just stop trying to flirt with the guy. Look at Oz. We're not dating. Trying to be a hero who helps anyone in need. She's like, cool, that's great, because I need a date. And just reclines on the hand. So I got no time for women. Got it? Wow, I knew you were cool, but not this cool. Hell yeah, I am. If you ever need, just let me know, okay? Okay, I will. Also, here. What is this? Bear sticker. Yes, it is. I put it on all the gadgets I make. She does seem to have a theme. At least that fit her age. If she'd given this to me as a peace offering, I had to respond in kind. Hang out at Symphony sometime. I'll make you a member of Nakano Symphonies. Really, really, little kitty? Yeah, we got no cats, but you're always welcome. Yeah, I want to go. I'm gonna go today. We're a frog? Ah, don't know. It's the future. People have evolved past Garo Froggy. We'll find one in like a garbage dump somewhere. We've already seen a Nixie tube clock, okay? It's clearly... Hey, stop playing around with children. Child, I'm a lady. Yeah, a virtuoso lady. See? Polly knows it. Man. I'm so mad that those are so expensive, because I would, with zero hesitation, if they were like a quarter the price they are, buy a Nixie tube clock. Just no hesitation whatsoever. But they're expensive. Top of the Bear Patches. Gar. Oh, okay. I actually had assumed it probably also said Kuma, but that makes more sense. Because I think it would just be funny if it said it in Japanese and English, but that also works. No, return to her seat satisfied. Your daughter or something? You don't look related. Oh no, she's just a freeloader. You should be glad you get to support a lady like me. Just eat, you haven't finished yet. Yeah, I understand why they're expensive, and that, like, even if I bought myself a bunch of those tubes, I would struggle to make that, and that's why it's expensive. But it doesn't mean I can't wish it was less so. I can dream, but I understand why. It's not like people price upselling, it's just not an easy thing to do, and there's not a large market for it. And when it's not an easy thing to do, so there's not a lot of supply, and there's not a lot of demand, you charge accordingly, and that's just the right thing to do. Building myself on stream. Yeah, no, that ends up with me getting solder burned, electrocuted, and ruining a large amount of Nixie tubes. 100%. Yeah. Like, there's no way it ends any other way. I've never worked with electronics before. I don't even have a soldering iron, though my friends do. I could borrow one. But I wouldn't even know how to do it. Like, I wouldn't. I'm not an electronics person. Just eat, you haven't finished yet. I'm not hungry anymore. The situation seemed complicated, but this probably wasn't the time to ask about it. Just don't get hit. Oh, man. You've got a whole bunch of electronic parts there. How do you put them together to make a working device? Just don't get hit. But no, I need to know about, like, connections and resistors and current. Just don't get hit. Let's get down to business. I beckoned Momo over. She tensed up but came closer. We'd been in the restaurant for like 20 minutes, but there hadn't been a single other customer. Pretty weird for a weekday at lunchtime. I was beginning to understand why Oz had picked this place for us to chat. Perfect advice. Tell me about the guys who were after Momo. I know it's the army, but who do they serve? Is he wearing like a roll of like coins around his neck? Also, he clearly has an Aetherite shard. They're the SFG, Special Forces Group, a secretive unit of elite soldiers. You know, if they're going to be so secretive, you figure they could pick a cooler or less obvious name than Special Forces Group. Why a group like that? Well, they're not like a normal unit. They're only mobilized when the operation's above the law. Odds are that they got their orders from real high up in the government. It was a covert operation too. They weren't allowed to make a scene until they opened fire. Thanks to you though, that didn't really work out. Serves them right. Now they'll know not to mess with me. You conceited, aren't you? Yeah. Boy, howdy. Naming advice. Clearly they should. They'd have a way cooler name. Not bullshitting you. I never say anything I can't back up. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna press doubt on that one, Colin. Definitely gonna press doubt on that one. Yeah, you're conceited. Anyway, everything related to yesterday's thing has been deleted. It's not just what the SFG did. Basically, everything about everyone involved is gone too. That includes my crimes, huh? The army couldn't have done that themselves. Odds are someone in Nagatacho was involved. It started to sound like this guy had connections in the government as well as the police. So, what's the deal between you and the army? I'm a jack of all trades. I take jobs and conduct investigations. So like a detective? Yeah, that sounded cool. Way better than hacker work anyway. Right now, I'm on a job investigating the Guy Institution. That's the place where the Guy QCDC is kept, right? Quad City No, it's not Quad City DJs. Quad City Disc Champions? That's the futuristic version of a disc jockey, right? It's short for Quantum Com Development Center. It refers to supercomputers that use quantum computers. Each one has a non-versatile, calculation-focused quantum annealing machine at its core, while the rest of the device is comprised of the versatile transistor computers that were commonplace in supercomputers until the 2020s, sometimes abbreviated further to simply QC. We almost had Space Jam. Yep. That was one of the most powerful QCDCs in Japan. No, in the whole world. From what I could remember, it was kept at some facility in Uminomori. What if I told you that the SFG guards the place 24/7? You took out a piece of paper and placed it on the counter. Huh? A paper photo? Got a problem with that? Not at all. You care about security, huh? I wasn't being sarcastic. The best way to prevent data theft was to avoid putting any data on the internet in the first place. The photo had been taken with an ultra telephoto lens, and it showed soldiers guarding something. Tattered Baldy Builder was among them. Self-Defense Forces. Major Graham Kingley, captain of the SFG. They're protecting the program that uses the most of the Guy's QCDC's resources. Though officially, research on the program was frozen 8 years ago. Yeah, I'm sure it was. Umineka, yes. Frozen. Its name is Gaia. It's an Earth simulator generated by a quantum supercomputer. Earth simulator, huh? Oz showed me another photo. Looked like a cutout from an old newspaper. 12 years ago, Project Gaia began as a joint effort between MEXT, METI, and MOD. Gaia Institution was established for that purpose. The project's goal was to develop the quantum supercomputer, Guy QCDC, and the Earth simulator Gaia. It's possible to perfectly predict the future using that simulator. You can't even fathom the ways Japan would benefit from that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could fathom the ways that anybody could benefit from perfectly predicting the future, except now it's being wrong. It's just such a, like, boss name. Like, yeah. Baldy Builder. Yeah, it has to even out. It has to. I kind of dig when protagonists just give like nicknames like that to like my go-to example is always Laharl calling, I don't even remember his name anymore. He's just mid-boss. He has a name. What is it, like Vyers or something like that? Nah, mid-boss. Skya 1. Always my classic go-to example. The guy continues to try to tell him his name. He's like, no, you're mid-boss. We fight you in the middle of certain levels. You're a mid-boss. That's it. At the time, the Earth simulator race was at its global peak. Everyone wanted a magic box that'd show them the future. And no kidding. I know, but then they realized that knowledge of the future is more dangerous than nukes and stopped, right? Okay. If the simulations were advanced enough, they could even allow access to highly classified information, like other countries' nuclear codes. Of course it is. It would have to be. Oh, so I did have his name right. Cool. I'm gonna just go with them on this one, but I feel like just because you have an accurate simulation of like weather patterns and like stuff like that, like I don't think you could accurately predict nuclear codes of a country based off of like the actions of the people around. Like I'm gonna roll with it because, like, you know, it's about as unbelievable as yeah, I can go through time because this microwave has a banana. Like, cool, we're gonna roll with it. I'm just stating myself that, like, I'm pressing X to doubt. That's it. That's the kind of thing these simulators were capable of. That's why various countries held a meeting and agreed to cease development of their Earth simulators. It was a pretty big deal back then. Ah, yes, everyone agreed. We're definitely gonna stop. Definitely gonna stop. Third Life. Oh no. Isn't Third Life just Roblox? Oh my god. Roblox is an Earth simulator. They're using the computing power of everyone's iPad to simulate the world in a blocky form. So somebody has to be informed of this. Hold on a second. Really? Really? Second Life is not recent. Yeah, that was what I was about to check, but I'll let you do it. Yeah. Oh. Oh. So I can hit the button, but it doesn't do anything. Okay. Yeah, there are opposition movements everywhere. And just like the other Earth simulators, development of Gaia came to a stop. The Gaia Institution continued to exist in order to operate QCDC, but the topic of Gaia itself became taboo. Well, 3 years younger. Okay. That's way closer than I thought. But I was like, no, Second Life is definitely older. But that is way closer than I thought. I thought it was going to be like a 10-year difference. What country is going to give up on tech that lets them see the future? They're still working on their Earth simulators, just in secret. Yeah, no kidding. And Japan is no exception, huh? Oz nodded. There was another reason why development on Gaia resumed, though. He gave me another photo. This one seemed like a screen capture from some news show. It happened shortly after the sad morning. Some hacker went in and hacked into the Gaia Institution. He took full control of the management systems and stole all of the info on Gaia as it was back then. Never heard about this. If this stuff was true, it really didn't seem like something people should be discussing so openly in some rundown Chinese restaurant. Yeah. Oh, I hope so. Like, honestly, like, for the sake of video gaming as a media and smaller development people being able to put out games, I really hope the backpedaling begins and goes hard. Like, we need that, actually. So, like, I really hope it does. The Ministry of Defense was in charge of caretaking Gaia while it was frozen, so the whole thing left them with egg on their face. They were clearly desperate to find the culprit. Godlike hacker like that would never let himself be caught. You'd think that, but he went and left evidence on purpose, so they found him right away. So he was just showing off his skills? What an asshole. Anyway, the army broke into his place, fully armed, and what they found was this guy. The bow-tie boy from the chopper. Asuma Soga. Despite being just 12 years old at the time and surrounded by armed men, he insisted that they hire him so he could complete Gaia. The government went on to make him the Gaia Institution's head researcher, and he resumed development on Gaia in secret. Imagine a military organization trying to predict the future going, that 12-year-old, head of operations. Head researcher. I mean, it's such an anime thing to do. It's fine. It's just funny. And also, he had already proven himself, to be fair. He proved he could hack into the data, get the data, stay calm under pressure, and know enough about the data to convince them that he could further it. Risky. Yeah. Yeah. The military at 12 too. Yeah, that's fair. They figured having him develop Gaia was more beneficial to them than eliminating him and wasting his skills. So, Gaia is still under development, and the Army's secret squad is guarding it, huh? Not entirely correct. Gaia is probably complete by now. The SFG only took up post outside the Gaia Institution this year. There's also some big shot who disappeared right before that. The AOAB Director General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. His last known location was in the Gaia Institution. Ah, yep. Who can beat the pipe? No one. Yeah. Well, that kind of reeked. Assuming Oz wasn't bullshitting me anyway. The Gaia QCDC was known to the public and provided calculation services and the like. Results of research programs using the Gaia QCDC would be broadcast on the news sometimes. But Gaia was something so classified that the public wasn't even told that its development had resumed. That's one. Oh boy. Also, hey Mitz, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. Oh. I even came out of Reddit retirement to comment on the post. I had to actually be like, what the hell was my password again? Oh, did I actually read that one? The armor was there to keep anything about it from leaking out. So basically, Gaia was at the heart of a huge conspiracy. What I want to know is why this secret squad of elite soldiers shifted his gaze to Momo, who's listening to our conversation. What's chasing after this little lady? Yeah, don't really understand the connection. Gave you my info, now it's your turn. Did any of those names I mentioned ring any bells? No. Then why were the SFG after you? What are you? Our eyes met. I'd convinced her that if she wanted to learn anything from Oz, she would have to share something too. I nodded, Momo gathered her resolve, sighed, and looked at us. A cat, yes. I'm about to tell you something very important. Please keep all of it a secret. My mission here is to save the world. Hell yeah. But also what? But also hell yeah. But mostly what? It was a private room located within the Gaia Institution. One of the walls was made of glass, a large window to an expanse of high-rise buildings along the coast. The room belonged to the head researcher, Asimo Soga. He wasn't present right now, however. Major Graham Kingley was there instead, accompanied by 6 armed soldiers. They burst into the room and secured it. Alpha Team, start Phase 2. Roger, starting Phase 2. Doing as Graham ordered, Alpha Team started using a heavy-looking sensor on the main stuffed animals in the room's corner. They were searching for wiretaps and the like. Narashino, relay the current current location of Oranos. Oranos? Traveling north on Route 5, arriving at Bijogi Junction in 7 minutes. Report any abnormalities. Roger that. Target B is clean. No metal detected. Target A is clean. 3 of the 6 soldiers were using detectors to scan the stuffed animals. After being handed the scanned animals, the others took out their knives and... dismantling No, not the bears! Force them into the toys' stomachs. This is what happens when soldiers don't get to kill enough people. They gotta take out that urge somewhere, and it's these poor stuffed bears. Scanning alone couldn't guarantee that there were no wiretaps. Just to be safe, they pulled out the cotton stuffing and thoroughly checked inside each one. There were fewer than 10 in total. Some were far larger than other cells, so it would take time to remove all the cotton and examine them. Didn't they say they had like 7 minutes? They start stabbing bears. Oh, yeah, that's true. Sumasoga and Yuan Okuda had taken a car to go to a meeting half an hour ago. Graham had taken this opportunity to commence this operation. The objective was to investigate the stuffed animals that Yuan regularly bought for Asuma. Graham suspected that they had wiretaps inside. Yuan Okuda was an engineer belonging to a national research company. He'd been part of Project Gaia since before its development was frozen. He'd simply been another member of the project back then, but now he was someone you could call Asuma's right-hand man. Graham believed that this was the result of both his skill as an engineer, as well as his ability to keep Asuma satisfied. Asuma used Yuan as his own attendant, keeping him close by at all times. After the AOAB Director General was exposed as a spy 1 year ago, security for both Gaia and Asuma had greatly increased. Yuan was the one who'd shot the spy that day. Graham always felt something was off about Yuan. There was no particular reason, but if he had to give one, it would be his soldier's intuition. He looked into Yuen's past, just in case, but found nothing incriminating. However deep he dug, there was no indication the man was shady. Graham couldn't shake that strange feeling, though, even now. In his mind, it was still possible that Yuen Okada was an industry spy, and Graham had planted this operation to confirm it. Rhino Leader, this is Narashino. It's planned. Oranos has left the Wako interchange. Today, Asuma had gone to a meeting at Raiken. He wouldn't be back for at least 2 hours. Keep track of them. Don't lose sight of Oranos. This is Narashino. Roger that. How many are left? It's the last one. The soldier pointed at the bear Yuen had bought most recently. Graham took the bear by the head. Why? Why, though? If the point of this is to try to figure this out without alerting anyone, how are you going to fix that bear? Special forces. And tore it open with his bare hands. He forced his hand inside and examined it without care or restraint. Target's clean. All targets checked. Nothing detected. Proceed to phase 3. Oh, they retrieved the torn stuffed animals and began carefully replacing them with exact substitutes they prepared. Okay. This was to keep anyone from realizing the operation had taken place at all. Phase 3 complete. Let's withdraw. Leave no evidence. As they prepared to leave, the stuffed animal remains in hand. The door suddenly opened and the soldiers ran right into the people on the other side. Army man doing a janitor's job. How embarrassing. It was Asuma Soga, the owner of the room, and Yuen Okada. You're wondering why we're here? Graham had to keep himself from nodding. He certainly was wondering. The operations room in Camp Narashino was tracking Asuma and Yuen. According to Narashino, the pair were about to arrive at Raiken in Saitama. Your people are pretty good at tracking. Tracking an empty car, that is. Yeah. Totally not Chris Angel. No, it's definitely not. So you faked leaving. Took an extremely skilled hacker to fool the army systems. That didn't surprise Graham, though. He knew Asuma was capable of such a feat. When did you figure out our plan? Huh, you're really that stupid? Do you still think you can hide things from me? You've been here for about a year now. Isn't it about time you got the picture? Do you think that Yuen's a spy? Well, I hope you've learned something here. Nobody can fool me. Nobody. Except, you've already admitted that, like, some things are different now. The operation was necessary to ensure maximum security. I apologize for not informing you about it. Get out. Asuma had already stopped listening to Graham. Instead, he sat down and began doing something on his cube-shaped input device. Ah, yes. Your keyboard cube. Ah. Graham told his soldiers to leave, then did the same himself. The outside scenery suddenly changed. It wasn't the outside, but an artificial visual. What it actually showed was the finest trait of the Earth simulator, Gaia, its spherical monitor. Yeah, no one can fool me or hide anything from me. Yeah, okay. So why? Why didn't the thing with the woman turn out as it was simulated? Yeah. Huh. Sounds like somebody can hide things from you. The last person here besides Asuma, Yuen, called out to him, triggering an irritated scowl. Gave you permission to stay here. Get out. The government operation to capture the girl has already ended. Further involvement is forbidden. Definitely, huh? You really think I'll just do as they tell me? You weren't even interested at first. Yeah, at first. But it didn't go as simulated, and I can't just ignore that. My Gaia is supposed to be perfect. This matter can't be overlooked. Wow, sounds like you're just a trash programmer. Time to celebrate Takaoka's successful, or failed, elopement, and welcome Aizaki and Hosho. Forgot the penguin flap. Symphony! What kind of cheer is that? After our chat with Oz, we went to Symphony, where we were greeted by wind. He was convinced Momo and I were eloping, and wanted to throw us a welcome party for some reason. And well, this was the situation now. So Aizaki, where are you from? Portugal, or Italy, perhaps? Whoa, Italy? Ciao ciao, al dente! It feels a little racist. Ah, yes, I also know Italian. Hello, hello. Al dente. I mean, let's be honest. There's worst phrases you could know. There's definitely worse you could know. But also... How about you make some authentic Italian pasta for a boy, huh? Yes, because all Italians know how to just make pasta. November 25th, mini lotto. 13 winners so far. 11,341,700 yen prize pool. Numbers 14, 18, 23, 29, 31. Momo was a bit overwhelmed, but there was something about Wynn's energy that compelled her to join in. Nakano Symphonies was a sausage fest before, so it's going to be nice having some girls around. We got a real floral aura going on now. Dude, why are you talking like you're part of the team? He was just some weirdo who liked coming here. He enjoyed hanging out with us, but he never showed any intention of actually joining. I like the retro feel this place has. You do? I just want to get the hell out of here. The person who owned this place was one of my late dad's regular customers, back when he used to do his hacker work. The jobs were never that big, though. My dad just had to locate people or objects, stuff like that. After he died, Symphony's owner redirected those jobs to me instead. I was left without a single relative and had to feed myself somehow, so I had no choice but to take them on. The owner ended up letting me use the place. Well, it's more like he gently forced me to use it. I could appreciate someone who was worried for me. But I'd kind of been funneled into doing hacker work, so that level of consideration wasn't totally welcome. Izaki, Hosho, you can come here whenever you want. I'll welcome you anytime. I see how it is. To you, I don't actually count as a girl. Wow. But you know what? Clearly you don't. Ah, hold on. I'm a man who's happy as long as I can flirt with you, Yomi. I have no eyes for anyone but you. You should have said that at the start, dummy. Wendy and Yomi are lovey-dovey. Sure are, but that's just how lovers be, right? You'd know something about that, wouldn't you, Aizaki? And me? Huh? Oh, so innocent. May I ask who you're speaking with? Oh, you can't see Yomi? Sorry about that. I'll introduce you both later. Oh, okay. Please do. Momo was acting like nothing had happened. But the stuff she told us at the Chinese restaurant was straight up unbelievable. Yeah, no, she doesn't have a profile. She's definitely not got the chip. And they did already say that not everyone had it anyway. It was like 90% adoption rate under, what was it, 30? 50% adoption rate over 60. So, like, there's still a good chunk of people who haven't. I guess it's only shocking because she's younger. I can see that Oz was dumbfounded, but my face was probably about as shocked. My mission here is to save the world.
Huh?
The world will end on January 19th, 2038 at 3:14:07. It's very specific. It's very specific. Seriously? It wasn't so much Momo's statement about the world ending that surprised me. It was the fact that Momo was the one saying it. It seemed way too insane to be real. I'd convinced her to talk, but I was hearing it all for the first time, just like Oz. 55 days to the end of the world. That's not a lot. My real name is Lucia. She's almost Lucio. I came to Japan to look for a hacker known as Kent Korihisa? Korihisa? Who's that? He currently goes by Cicada 3301. A mysterious person who, in January 2012, uploaded a strange puzzle code to 4chan, an online image board. Along with the code, the person identified themselves as 3301 and claimed to be looking for highly intelligent individuals. They also uploaded an image of a cicada, which led to them be called Cicada 3301. The code was extremely difficult to solve, with every solution yielding yet another puzzle. This wasn't limited to the internet either. Printed cicada posters with QR codes appeared in 14 major cities all over the world, including Warsaw, Paris, Seoul, and Sydney. The code uploads continued for a while until a month after the first upload. They wrote, "We have now found the individuals we sought. Thus, our month-long journey ends." With that post as their last, Cicada 3301 vanished. There was another Cicada 3301 post made in January 2013, but nothing came of it, and there were no new posts afterwards until May 2036. Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. Huh? Cicada? I've heard that before. Quests. Yes. Quest was the term used for certain events. There was this one godlike hacker causing trouble all over the world. They could do stuff that seemed like wizardry. Their name was Cicada 3301. The name had been well known since their first appearance in the early 2010s, but someone calling themselves Cicada 3301 had appeared just last year. It wasn't clear whether it was the same person, but the newer one seemed to be sending challenges to hackers all around the world. They went on 4chan's hacker board and posted crazy difficult puzzles involving the real world. And those puzzles hinted at tragic events that actually happened soon after. Cicada 3301 was the person causing the incidents. All the evidence was situational, but it seemed almost certain that was the case. It seemed like Cicada 3301 was challenging people. Their actions were almost inviting people to solve the puzzles and use the hints to prevent the incidents. The hackers of the worlds were up to the challenge, of course. The hackers on 4chan went and named Cicada 3301's post quests. Every time a new quest appeared, all the hackers rushed to complete them, eager to stop any incidents from taking place. There had been 4 quests so far. Hackers from all over the world had taken them on, but not a single quest was completed. The first incident was pretty tame, but the second one resulted in actual deaths. By now, Cicada 3301 was widely regarded as a criminal who just wanted to show off their brainpower. Is that really the person Momo was looking for? Even back in 2010, Kent Korihisa was considered a genius hacker. That was the year he bypassed the Vatican's security systems and broke into its computer network. Vatican? I didn't expect to hear that. The Vatican has computers. He was quickly exposed and caught. However, the Pope and the other high-ranking people there chose not to punish him. Instead, they hired him as their head computer engineer. After that, he was entrusted with the development of the Vatican's QCDC, Necro Pilgrimage, as well as their Earth simulator. Of course the Vatican wanted to see the future. That was basically the same story as Asuma's Sogas. Had Asuma copied Cicada 3301's method? In 2012, though, shortly before Necro Pilgrimage's completion, Kent Korihisa suddenly vanished. Believed that the reason he disappeared was because he accidentally stumbled across a huge secret hidden in the Vatican's main computer. I'm sure the Vatican has no secrets. At all. None. Not a single one in the Vatican. Nah. Can't imagine they would. Like, what would they have to hide, honestly? Yeah. This wouldn't even make any sense. Zero crime to cover up. No, nothing bad has ever been done. If the devs aren't on the hook, then who's paying? Oh, so it's not the devs, it's Steam, the App Store, whatever. I mean, it's still transparently greedy, but that only hurts big companies, so I don't care. It's transparently greedy, but if it's not killing indie game devs, then I kind of don't care if businesses decide to charge other businesses more. That's really between them, and I don't give a damn at all. It's super greedy. Super greedy. But yeah. Yeah, I like Steam. I tolerate a lot of the other app stores. But I don't care if they make or lose money at all. I kind of, like, if Steam ever fully went out of business somehow, that would be a big hit, because I have a lot of digital games on Steam. But that's not going to happen because of Unity. So, it's fine. Believe... Nah. I do have to blow my nose, so 1 second. It does still sound like they're targeting smaller indie games. By their pricing structure, even if Steam has to pay it, using Steam as an example, why would Steam allow as many indie games on its platform as it does now if they had to pay way more for each installation of one of those indie games? Where would be their incentive to host those indie games, sell those indie games, and or give them a discount so more people install them? And that will actually be tragic if that changes. As much as there is a ton of shovelware on Steam, I absolutely still hold up Steam for being one of the few platforms out there that's just like, yeah, does your game technically function? Hey, it's on our platform. Yeah, there's a handful of porn. Yeah, there's a handful of jank, but there's also a lot of stuff that is really actually innovative and good that might not have gotten onto other platforms. And I legitimately appreciate that about Steam. Unless it's chaos. And damn it, I forgot about that. They eventually allowed it. But that was stupid. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I'm sure the backpedaling will continue, but as long as it's not hitting the developers, then I probably don't care anymore. If they start screwing over devs, that's bad. Because we're not talking them screwing over like Blizz Activision. We're talking about them screwing over like one person in their basement who makes games as a hobby and actually puts out something really awesome. Like, I don't know. I mean, yeah. I believe that the reason he disappeared was because he accidentally stumbled. Oh yeah, the huge secret. That being the third secret of Fatima? I know I'm not pronouncing that right, but that's okay. One of the secrets told by the 1917 Marian apparition in the Portuguese town of Fatima. Fatima? Okay. That's not what was holding me up. Did that first line just admit that a ghost told the secret? Because that's what that said, right? The Virgin Mary first appeared before the three children, Lucia, Francisco, and Jacinta on May 13th, telling them to gather at the same place on the 13th of every month. And indeed, she appeared the following month. The rumors of the apparition began to spread, and by the 13th, there were 5,000 people watching as Lucia, Francisco, and Jacinta were bestowed 3 secrets. The first told of World War I and the great misfortune that would come during the next pope's tenure. The second told of a strange light that would be seen at night before the next great misfortune, claiming that it was a warning sign from God himself. The third was a secret the children were only supposed to reveal in 1960, but they told the adults regardless. Can't see anything. Weird. It's fine. And the information was said to be so terrifying that the Pope at the time fainted upon hearing it. It's not that terrifying. If he dropped dead, that's terrifying. The revelation of the third prophecy was delayed past 1960, and there was even a hijacking incident in 1981 where the perpetrator demanded that the Pope reveal the third secret. The Pope ended up revealing the secret in the year 2000, claiming that it referred to the attempted assassination of the Pope in 1981. I guess. That sounds fake, though. That's a real thing? Oh. Really? I'm not super... I'm a little surprised. That's one of those things that toes the line of could Catholic lore. Okay. Cool. Oh, I see. The secrets of Fatima are used and abused in occult conspiracy circles. I've heard lots of versions of them, including fictional ones. Yeah. Was this guy into the occult? So what's your take on the third secret of Fatima? Just as I previously mentioned, that the world will end 3 hours, 14 minutes, and 7 seconds into January 19th, 2038. No, obviously the world will end in 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 12 seconds. It's the only time the world can end from now. It's the obvious answer. Secrets of Fatima. I've heard of them, but I don't know much about them. The Miracle of Fatima in the third prophecy. On May 13th, 1917, the Virgin Mary was said to have descended upon the Portuguese village of Fatima, showing a miracle form of prophecy. Then went on to manifest the same every 13th. As many as 100,000 people gathered. Last appearance, 3 final prophecies. First was World War I, second was World War II, third, however, was said to be so shocking that it was never revealed to the public. So to say, upon hearing it, the Pope at the time actually fainted from shock. Okay, so nothing different from, it's just a different format from what we were reading. Yeah, it's for me it's always my go-to is always Donnie Darko. Always. 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. That is when the world will end. I loved the hell out of the movie in high school. Still think it's a good movie, but I don't haven't watched it in a while. But I'll never forget the numbers. 28 Days Later was a really good zombie movie. I never saw Weeks, but I heard it was arguably better, but I never saw it. And yeah, every attempt by anyone to predict the end of the world has been wrong, because we're still here. So the infinite number of people who have predicted the end of the world, they've all been wrong, because we're still here. Things continue as they are, nobody will survive. I want to save the world. It's possible that Kent Korehisha, Cicada 3301, knows how to do that. Yeah, that was a good one. Also painful. Like, yeah. But like, if it was possible to predict the end of the world, somebody would have done it by now. But also, for all we know, they have. Like, only one person can be right. Well, only one date can be right. But like, whatever. Unless something starts happening that's really, really impending. Like, hey, if a meteorite's going to strike the Earth and we can see it and it's going to be here in 4 hours, I will believe that. That is something I will believe, that the world will end in 4 hours. But like, somebody going, oh yeah, the Mayan calendar ended in 2012, so the world's going to end in 2012. Yeah, sure, okay, I'm going to keep living my life, thank you. He might be the world's savior. That's why I must find him, no matter what. Got any idea where he could be? He was last seen here in Japan. That's why Momo came here, huh? Though, savior? So, considering why she's here and what she's doing, I really hope we find out why she was in the cat suit. Because, presumably on the run from somebody, lost their clothes, bumbled into a costume store and went, that'll do. Cicada 3301. I really didn't believe he was anything like that. Sure, his ability as a hacker was like monstrous, but if you ask me, he was just some shithead who likes showing off. No, because even then she picked a cat instead of a bear, so she was still doing that wrong too. I did think most hackers were unlikable, but this guy was on another level. There's a hacker who's best friends with a hacker. It's fine, don't worry about it. Interesting that you mentioned 2012. Oz suddenly trailed off, muttering something about how that was when the Pope was had suddenly resigned and the papal conclave had to be held. A papal conclave is a gathering of cardinals to elect the next head of the Catholic Church, the Pope. The voting is held in the Vatican's Sistine Chapel after the incumbent Pope either dies or resigns. Up until October 1978, the voting cardinals would be locked in the chapel, unable to leave until a new Pope was elected. Cool, I guess. Does that have something to do with the disappearance of this Korihisha guy, too? Yes. Figured. The third secret of Fatima getting leaked has got to be a big deal for the Vatican. And that's the reason they're chasing you? I imagine so. Where does the army come in then? They got nothing to do with this Vatican, with the Vatican. The army was planning to take Momo to Haneda Airport and hand her over to the Vatican's people. Why? Don't know. Maybe they teamed up. You know that. I could have told him we both saw it with our own eyes, but explaining it would be a pain in the ass. I did some independent investigations. Just leave it at that. Vatican politics from 20 years ago, like it's normal. Isn't it? I mean, all visual novels have characters that are oddly specifically educated about something that would they know? Cough, cough. I have the Somnium Files and conspiracy theories. Sorry. Alright, thanks for spilling. Interesting stuff, but not what I was looking for. Escape. Happening to the Wikipedia field. Oh, do they do that? I haven't actually... The extent of Zero Escape I've played is the bit you unlock at the end of Nirvana Initiative. Just experience madness. Yeah, I should. They go on sale pretty often. That's like the Nonary Games collection. I believe that would probably have all three, but like, yeah, I should. I don't know if it's one I'd stream, but it's big to see Zero Escape. The guy, I follow the guy on Twitter. He has an English Twitter account where he actually like interacts with people and responds to them, and seems cool. That clearly doesn't mean they are or are not insane in their writing, but it's really cool that he shows up a lot on people who are like, oh wow, that game was so cool, I really liked it, without even like tagging him or anything. He'll just show up and be like, really glad you liked it. Or like on cosplayers, he'll show up and be like, oh, that's so awesome. Like, he seems supportive of the community, and I like that. What is it about guy that you're investigating anyway? This and that. State stuff. Don't ask me anything else. Oh, really? No, we're leaving. I haven't finished eating yet. I thought you weren't hungry. Leave it and let's go. And for all three games, who enjoy the madness of them? Yeah, I know Afro played the third game, not knowing it was the third in a series, and had a lot of things they did not like about it. That is the extent of what I know about the series from anyone else that I've really talked to. But that was really specific stuff too. Hot garbage, and I love it. Yeah. But I could see how going straight to one that's hot garbage could give people a bad taste in their mouth. Way better. Okay, that's good to know. You told me not to leave anything. Bye-bye, Polly and Momo. Thank you very much. I was kindly paid for the four of us, then walked out. We'd just been told some absurd shit, but it looked like we'd taken it all in his stride. As I was wondering why, Oz beckoned me over from outside the restaurant. There's something I wanted to ask you. Yesterday you spoke like you knew I was going to be there. How long were you watching me? It wasn't. I got an app that lets me save and load the world. I like how at no point has he been like, wow, that really sounds weird when I say it out loud. No. Not got anything to do with Fatima's secrets? Who knows? Oz sighed and handed me a piece of paper. What's this? Business card. Never seen a paper one before. Come over if you feel like talking again, and extend my invitation to the little lady. Not even I could tell how much of what Momo had said was true. If it was all an act, though, she was one hell of an actress. Either way, if she wanted to find someone, I'd just help her. What kind of game is this? The game of life! Oh, I've played that. Oh, no, slightly different. A simulation game thought up by British mathematician John Horton Conway in 1970. It's functionally an extremely simple... Oh, I do actually know about this. Simplified recreation of the process by which life is born, evolves, and goes extinct. The basis of this game is the Cellular Automaton computation model, which was developed by John von Neumann and Stanislaw Ullman. That must have been a reference to some other game, because I've definitely heard of that as well. But I was thinking the actual, like, you know, board game with the spinner. Cars. Game of life, I see. Momo was staring into the screen of a tiny device as she pressed this button. She seemed really captivated. If you like that egg so much, you can have it. And I got loads more. Thank you, Nono. Hey, Polly, do you want one too? Do you? Oh, good. You can play Game of Life on your BMI anyway. You can. Do you know how? Want to hear my lecture? Lecture, architecture. Simulation of having an actual game. Yes. Yeah. Maybe some other time. We can do it now. Cue a 45-minute long lecture. Yo, Pollen and Cross. This is Tabuchi Motors. Oh, how are the... Does he say, like... How does he pronounce it? I've been calling it, like, grapper. Graper? Yeah. It's a grape. The motorcycle's a grape, yes. Yeah, they have a similar style to them, for sure. It's gonna be finished up sometime today. Thanks, put the payments on my tab, as always. No can do, not this time. Huh? Seriously, but it was never a problem before. Involves part replacement. That ain't cheap. Gonna need payment up front. And pay your tab, too, while you're at it. Way to kick me when I'm down. The only reason you got away with it for so long is because Dub's a nice guy. You're in no position to complain. I mean, you're not wrong, but man... I was abusing his niceness, and now he's actually making me pay for the things that he should definitely charge me for. No payment, no repairs. All the past repair bills plus this one? Sounds like a lot. Yeah, I don't have that kind of cash. I could hand over my whole fee from the recent job and it still wouldn't cover it. Hey, Dub, weren't we buddies? What's gotten into you? You got a GF. I'm jealous because you've got a cute girl by your side. Pay your tab. Huh? You got a GF. We're not like that. You're right. You're close enough to a low. Anyway, I'm not repairing a thing to pay up, and that's final. I've heard good things about that one. I haven't watched it. I don't watch a ton of anime these days, but I have heard good things about that one. Come on, man, be a pal. And I know there's been... That one did well enough that there's been a bunch of... To be fair, like, considering most of them I assume are based off of light novels, I don't know which light novel came out first, but I know that was the first anime of that type I'd heard about, and I've since heard of several others that have very similar premises that have also gotten anime. So, like, whether that My Life as Villainous was the first light novel to do that thing or not, it was the first anime I'd heard of, and it did well enough that people copied it, so you know. Memes. 2 is good, everything after that doesn't need to exist. Wow. Oh man, that was like... I've definitely talked about this in stream before, so I'm not going to go full rant mode on it, but that's definitely like one of the books I had to read in English class in high school, The Lovely Bones, where the end of the actual story happens in chapter 2, and the rest of it is just every other character's reaction to what happened there. That's it. It was one long denouement. It's one long, and here's what happened afterwards. And, like, I'm not saying it was pointless, because, like, the concept is the main character has very bad things happen to her and then gets murdered in chapter 2. And the rest of it is her looking down from the afterlife at how everyone else is handling that. And I can see that's not useless, to be fair. I can see the concept of, like, how other people handle death and pain and loss being an important thing. But, like, the story format is just so weird that, like, the story had ended in chapter 2. Yeah. So strange. Like, even before, like, even in high school where I didn't really think about, like, story structure or something like that, it still was just like, this is so weird. It's so weird. Like, it was fine. I don't, like, regret reading it or anything. And it was forced reading anyway, so, like, I had to, but... Come on, man. Be a pal. Consider putting it on your tab if you hook me up with a girl. Only one shock. Hey, got a good start then. Hell yeah. Can't quite say the same for The Lovely Bones, because chapter 1 and 2 is when terrible things happen to this girl, and then she's murdered. So no, not great in that case. And the rest of the book isn't quite as descriptive about terrible things happening to people. But those first 2 chapters definitely let you know that not good things happened to her before she was killed. Thanks, book. Thanks. Like I can just find one. Well, I'm not touching your graper then. Later. He ended the call. God damn it. Why do you have to be like that? Screw him. Our friendship was over. This is going to affect our work as Nakano Symphonies. Fine. I'll handle the payment this time. Seriously? I'm sure some of the people I know will let me borrow money. Take out loans? Got no choice. You're going to be working without pay for a while. That's a pretty harsh condition, but... Thanks, Cross. I owe you. It's funny, because for better or worse, there's a lot of books I've read in English class that I don't really remember much of, but I remember The Lovely Bones. So, I might not have loved it, but it definitely stood out as something drastically different in my mind, and I remember it to this day because of that. So, you know, there's that. Thanks, Cross. I owe you. There's I can't even remember half the other books I read for English class, but that one always stuck with me. Just because it was so unusual. I sent Nono home while it was still light outside. How to play Life Game. So what is Life Game about? It's a simulation of life that lets you watch what happens to living cells over the generation. Yeah, I've definitely heard of this before. Okay. Yay for life. Happy Nono. Flower! The colored cells are alive. The colorless cells are dead. Very unfortunate. If a living cell is surrounded by 4... yeah, okay. If a living cell is surrounded by 4 or more living cells, it dies from overcrowding. No. If a living cell has 0 or 1 living cell around it, it dies from loneliness. Living cell survives onto the next generation if 2 or 3 of its neighbors were alive. The next generation is born when a dead cell has 3 living neighboring cells. Sometimes when living cells form a group, they start acting funny. I guess they look like that. Still lives. These keep surviving and don't change shape. Block, beehive, boat. These spaceships, they move as they die, survive and reproduce in a cycle. Glider and lightweight spaceship. Oscillators. These go back to their original shape after some generations. Blinker, toad, octagon, galaxy. Almost got this on her cheek, but it's galaxy, right? There's many more patterns. See if you can find them. Caterpillar. All right. I never actually read Jurassic Park. Yeah, I guess if it made me think and remember it did something right. That's fair. That's honestly, legitimately fair. Even though I look back on it like, oh, that's such a weird thing. Like, localization took like a year or 2. Yeah, clearly. She made a tutorial for the game of life before she left, though, and was whining about how she wanted to stay and play with us. Movies, but yeah. I mean, I like Jurassic Park. I never actually saw any of the immediate sequels. I've seen 2 of the Jurassic World movies, and I have thoughts on those that I think I've expressed before. That Jurassic World I didn't like a ton, but it had some fun dinos, and whatever the second one was, Jurassic World subtitle, I really didn't like, to the point that I just actively didn't watch the third one. Just really didn't like that one. Anyway, things settled down, so I figured it was a good time to put a car node on Momo. Or carrier node. From hating to loving it. I think it's great. Cool. I didn't hate World. I was kind of on it. I was like, well, I didn't waste my time or my money. I saw some cool dinosaurs. It was alright. But the decisions and the false advertising and the things they did in the second part, was it Forgotten Kingdom or something? Whatever the second part was, really made me not like it. There were a ton of just blatant consistency errors. The marketing was very, very deceptive. They were like, "Hey, look, we got this actor back. We got him back. We got him back. We got him back." He spends more time in the trailer than he does in the movie. It was very blatant misadvertising. And the decisions they made in that one, like, I'd be interested to see that video, because, like, I've had some videos have some weird effects on me. Like, when we watched that 6-hour-long video of why Kingdom Hearts 3 sucks, and it made me go, damn, I really liked those bits of Kingdom Hearts 3. I should play more Kingdom Hearts 3 again. If you can find it, I'd love to see, but like don't go crazy for it. I'm sure I could probably find, like, even just searching like Jurassic World is good kind of actually video. Anyway, things had settled down, so I figured it was a good time to put a Carinoid on Momo. Yeah, straight up watched a 6-hour, I think it was 6 hours long video of why the person hated Kingdom Hearts 3, and it made me just want to play Kingdom Hearts 3 more. Giving her access to BMI would make info sharing way smoother. I use this to open a hole in your ear for an electrode. It's just like getting a piercing. Might hurt a little, but you won't bleed or anything. So what do you mean you won't bleed? I mean, I've never gotten a piercing. Do they bleed? I've never actually gotten a piercing. I just assumed they bled. I don't actually know. Okay, show me your ear. Here. You lifted hair, showing her ear and neck. Can I touch it? Of course. This is kind of stressful. He really does not deal with girls well, does he? Did you touch it? Not yet. You needn't worry about me. Go ahead. Yeah. Gently touch her ear. Yeah. That tickles a bit. I'll be done soon. I'm okay. I put her ear into the device. Get ready. Here we go. A piercing-like electrode slipped into her ear. That's it. You okay? Yes. That didn't take too long. The early ones were a real pain to put on, though. It was a while before the process got this simple. Now we just have to clip a Carinoid onto it. I'd ordered one this afternoon and had already been delivered. It wasn't some luxury model, but it'd get the job done. Clipping it onto the electrode only took a second. There were people out there with a whole bunch of different Carinoids. They wore as fashion accessories. Alright. There we go. Aha. Her profile was taken care of too. Cross and I had gone to get her a forged one. Mizaki Momo. Born 462-1 Chuo Nakano Tokyo. 2021 120. Okay. These days, profiles were linked to census data and stuff, so it was pretty hard to fake them. That's why we went to a white hat purveyor company, where Momo could pay to get one made. She'd also decided to use the name Momo Aizaki. She's on the grid! 2021, yeah, so she's 16, I guess, right? Well, to be fair, that's faked data, so who knows? Who knows? But yeah, according to that, she's 16. The characters have their birthday so close to present. Right? Yeah. Oh, cool. Only an hour. I'll check that out probably during work tomorrow, unless it's busy. Made sense, considering she had the Vatican after. It's kind of embarrassing that she was actually using that name. I just thought up out of nowhere. What are you looking at? If you got something to say, just spit it out. Just thinking about how nice you are. Gotta admit, your handiwork had me worried, but you did a good job. Wipe that stupid grin off your face. Aizaki, I set it up so you can contact us. Thank you. And you can see Yomi now, right? That's clearly the important thing. Ah, yes I can. Oh, she'll be able to see her tattoo, too. Hello. Don't you dare try to seduce my Windy. Ah, yes. The tsundere moth. The soonest of moths. I'll try not to. Thank you all very much. I'm sure this will help me find Kent Korihisha. Still unusual that she didn't have one, I guess. Not like crazy unusual, but a little unusual. Momo still wanted to go it alone. Jeez, talk about stubborn. Hey, have you ever seen Cicada's face? Yes, I saw a photo of him that was taken while he was at the Vatican. Oh, you being serious? You saw Cicada's face? That's hella spicy. We could make a killer 4chan thread about that. Yeah, that would also kill all amount of secrecy going. Okay. I don't have the photo with me. Why don't you draw him from memory then? Good idea. You can use the paint app. I hope she's a terrible artist. I'll try. I hope we get like a full-on Tales of Wanted poster. Excuse me. We taught her how to use the app, and she spent about half an hour drawing. I'm done. Share it. Okay, here it is. What do you expect, man? What are you drawing? You try to draw better. I mean, I'm not saying it's top tier, but it is like, she clearly tried. What were they expecting? I think I captured his features quite well. I see. Alright, well, putting that aside. No, she's probably better than I am. Start looking into Cicada, all of us. If we all come together on this, we're bound to find some traces. I had no idea. How naive that was. Alright.
Draw it.
Let's see if here. Ah, there we go. That's paint. Second. I don't know why it shrunk. I swear I haven't changed it, but there we go. Alright, cool. Draw it. It's already gone, so I have to do it by memory. So, you know, perfect. Oh, it'll be perfect. Obviously. For an hour of gameplay? I mean, yeah, I could go back to it, but that's cheating at this rate. I could also just check the VOD. But both of those are cheating. That's a normal head shape, yes. There we go. Perfectly normal. That's how people normally naturally look. He's still H-Berg. Hey, you used points for this. This is on you. Perfect. Bigger than that. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, no, you may as well just start with the blush. It's the most important part of it. Yeah, perfect, perfect. I mean, she did, but I've clearly improved on it, so, you know, it's not impossible. It's totally something that can be improved on, as I have shown firsthand. But she got darn close for what she was doing. Credit where it's due. She came very close. Yeah, yeah, this is how hair looks, especially his hair. You understand? There we go. Definitely had a striking mouth, somewhere around neck level, like right there. His lips were very large and roughly here. Pretty sure he had pointed Wyverian elf ears too. Pretty sure. Like I could be mistaken. They could have been super pointy, like, but I think they were just like pointy elf ears. The horror game mascot. Let's see. Oh, do you know what would make this even more horror? There you go. I don't know why the whites in the eyes really do it. There we go. Ah, so it's really coming together. Also, hey Bertie, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. It's time for art. Yes. It is art time. There we go. Ah, looking good. Almost perfect. I'd say it's probably missing one thing, and that would be a nose. But beyond that, I'd say... There we go. Perfection. There it is. It's perfect. It's perfection. No need to compare. Don't worry. No. This is in fact an improvement on what she drew. This is it. The secret of Fatima does to you. Yeah, you understand. You know what? I think that's what I gotta name it. So this is what the third secret of Fatima does to you. Alright, cool. Get that up in the Discord real quick. Perfect. Wonderful. Competition. Ah yeah, spots can see without any context. I do hate to say I think I have to call it there. My stomach's really bothering me. It just hurts. It's been slowly hurting a bit more as the stream has gone on. And I was gonna end right before the art redemption, but I couldn't not do the art redemption. But I think I need to just like lie down. It's not like worryingly painful, but it is absolutely distractingly. It's not like, oh my god, something's wrong, but it is definitely like, could you stop, body? But we got the art done. We got some actual context on what was going on. We got to escape from the police idol trio, who are powerful beings of cringe capacity filling. So yeah. Tomorrow I'm off, it's D&D. Thursday's this. Friday's Yakuza. Saturday we're doing Tabletop Simulator. We're going to be doing Labyrinth of Refrain, Labyrinth of Galeria board game. I also have as backup some other games, including the Go Digger Strive game and Sentinels of the Multiverse. Sunday is going to be this. That's as far as I know. Yeah, that's as far as we got. Got ourselves a monster. It was this one. I should know better than to eat things right before stream. Like, my brother made some delicious chicken, but whatever it was, it's clearly just not sitting well in my stomach. And I should know better. Stomach issues is the most #1 reason, other than heat issues, I've had to end streams early. So you'd think I'd know better. But tasty chicken, though. Who cares if it's 5 minutes before stream? Tasty chicken. Yeah. Play the board game. Oh, probably. But I'm okay with that. Like, I've set aside the whole day for it. We just have backups in case. But yeah. Oh, also, hold on. Also had the extra shout out today. What am I doing? We also had the extra shout out of Cledacy with the Heckin' Prime 3-month resubscription. Always much appreciated. Thank you, and to everyone in the chat as well. Sorry this is a bit short, but at least we will continue going Thursday and Sunday and be playing a bunch of this. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. This has been Viper Survivorland. I'll see you all next time.